welcome back to my channel. It's Beauty Guru here, or just Rue is fine. Today we are doing a 3 looks video with the Ace Beaute Oceanic palette. I did a first impressions. I wasn't sure how I felt after that, even though the look came together. But this is the first look I created for this video, and so far I'm feeling much better. I'm thinking I was just having an off makeup day, which I did reiterate in that video over and over again. I was saying that I hope it's just me, I hope it's just me, and I'm starting to think it was just me, because this look turned out beautiful. I'm so excited to do 2 more looks with it. I'm excited to play with it just in my own off time, etc, etc. I think the only thing I have to say is, because I like to speed up the videos of me actually doing the makeup, I don't talk in them, I voice over. So if you don't really like that method, I might not be the channel for you, because I like to do that in all my 3 look videos, just so they don't end up being like over an hour long. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So without further ado, let's just get started. Okay, so as always, I'm just dipping into my Morphe eye primer to prep my eyes for eyeshadow. And I'm first dipping into Lagoon, which you couldn't exactly see. The palette's a little cut off, which I notice in a few seconds here, and like pull the palette up a little bit so you can see it. But it's just the darkest blue shade in the palette, and I'm just starting with that and putting it on my outer part of my lid and crease. See, there I am noticing you can't see. And I'm just packing that on really good. I'm also bringing that into my inner crease and eyelid, and I'm just kind of packing that. I'm kind of going for like a halo eye, sort of. You'll see. It was actually the look I did in my intro, so you did see. But yeah, so I'm just doing that, and then I'm going into Blue Clam, which is the next deepest blue shade, and I'm just kind of blending out those shades with that. And I do bring that all the way through my crease this time, and just blend that into Lagoon and up my crease a little bit. So here I am deciding what to do next, just thinking for a sec, and I dip into Bali, which is the shade I'm not too sure about. I mentioned in my first impressions, but it did what I needed it to do for kind of topping my brow bone and blending it a tiny bit, so I'm not mad at using it for that purpose. I think that'll probably be the only way I end up using it, but who knows, I might find other ways I'll like it later on. And now I'm dipping back into Blue Clam for under my eye, and I'm just packing that all through my lower lash line. This part takes a minute here, so let's just quickly chat about what you're doing. As of when I'm recording this, I am just hanging out in a face mask. I gotta take care of that skin with all of the makeup. My under eyes get a little irritated sometimes, so I like to just rejuvenate afterwards, like after doing a few days worth of makeup. If you're curious about what I use, it's just like this nice set from the Body Shop, and I've just been enjoying that. I'm just like going back in with Bali to fix it up a little bit and blend everything together, so nothing too crazy at the moment. I'm just going into all the different shades a little bit until I'm happy with it. And here I am just doing my other eye real quick. Here we go. I only like to do a few steps at a time before doing the other eye, so I don't like forget what order I did stuff in. This is just the NYX glitter primer. I'm prepping my eyelid to pull in a cute glitter. Okay, so now we're going into Bora Bora, and oh my god, that shade looked stunning, as you will see in a moment here. Like, look at that. A little glitter primer, and then popping that on. I feel like it took this look to the level that I was hoping to get it to. So I'm really happy with how that shade looked on my eyelid. So here I am just packing it on to get it to how I like it. And then I'm blending the blue clam shade a little bit and the blue lagoon just so that it's not like so harsh on the lines. And I also decided to take Bora Bora on my inner corner, and I just absolutely love how that looked. May I just say Bora Bora did not disappoint. Stunning color. Okay, so this is my Glam Light highlighter. I've said before, I don't know what the shade is. I always want to call it, I can't even remember now. But anyways, I'm just throwing that on my brow bone and topping my inner corner with it. And then for eyeliner, I'm using the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Prance. I absolutely love that shade. I'm going to cry when it either runs out or dries out. I'll have to buy more for sure. And they just reformulated, so I want to try their new formulation too. This is ColourPop's glitter gel in the shade Grand Prize, and quick disclaimer, these are not eye safe. You should not put them on your eye, but use at your own discretion. I like how they look, so I take that risk every single time I want to use them. I do also pop gems off and eyelashes and that sort of thing off camera, so I'll quickly tell you what I used once we pop into the finished look. Okay, here we are with the final look, and I love it. I was getting Snow White vibes from this one with the blue and like the little bit of gold and red. But anyways, what I used was the lashes were off Amazon. The mascara was Wet n Wild Mega Protein. The gems were also off Amazon. My blush was from the Sailor Moon ColourPop collab. This is the Mystery Frost from Jeffree Star, and the lipstick was Doll Parts, also from Jeffree Star. On to look number 2. Here we are once again with the Morphe eyelid primer, just popping that on my eyelid to prep. Okay, so this was a really fun look. I can't wait for you guys to see it. But I'm starting with the shade Algae, which is like the brightest matte green in the palette. And I'm popping that on the inner part of my lid and up my crease just a little bit. I'm also bringing it underneath to my lower lash line. And then I'm thinking, and then I decide to go in with Lagoon. I was trying to pick which shade, but I thought Lagoon would be a really good contrasting color. So I went in with that deep, deep blue again, and I did like I'm basically doing stripes. So I'm just doing like right beside the green part, I'm doing like a line of Lagoon, and I will also be bringing that on my lower lash line. There we go. And then I'll be going back in with Algae and doing a strip there again as well. I'm just making sure it's as deep as I want it. And I will be blending a little bit after, not too intensely. There I am doing the next strip, which is green, the Algae shade. I know it looks a little bit crazy here, but oh my god, this look turned out so cute. I am going to definitely be doing this concept again for sure. And now I'm just taking Lagoon to finish off the last part of my lower lash line and lid and a little bit up on my crease. And then I will do a little bit of blending once I have everything placed how I want it. I'm just deepening the shades and then quickly doing the other eye. So here we are. I'm just showing you guys a little bit of the blending process. And then I am going back in with the shades just to make sure it stays as deep as I want it. And I'm not doing a hard blend because I want it to have the stripy look. So I'm just trying to blend it a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going back into that Glam Light highlighter. Again, the shade is not on it. I'm sorry. I'm sure you could find it if it's still even available on their site. But I'm just using that highlight on my brow bone and my inner corner. I didn't want anything too crazy because this is such an intense look. I popped off to figure out how I wanted my gems and lashes and like all of that. And now I'm going to do one eye with you guys. Bear with me. I'm a little slow at like doing lashes and all of that stuff. So we'll just hang out for a moment here. So while my lash glue is drying, I'm just popping on my blush here and doing a few steps just to save a little bit of time. I like to do that because I like to wait till my lash glue is a little stickier. And now I am taking that same Glam Light highlight for on my face, blending it together with the blush a little bit, and then I'm going to pop that lash on. I always struggle with the inner corner, so this is me using a makeup brush, like the back of the brush, just to help like push it down. Bear with me. I know I'm a little off camera there, but this is not a how to put lashes on tutorial, okay? Okay, so now we're just throwing a little mascara on the lower lash line. And now for the waterline, I did just go with a black pencil, which is the Wet n Wild Baby's Got Black pencil liner. I didn't want color in it just because I wanted kind of the deep, I don't know, I just thought black would suit this. It's as simple as that. So I am going back in with Algae just to bring those shades up on the lower lash line a little bit. Now that I got my eyeliner down, I want to make sure that there's no like spacing between the eyeliner and the eyeshadow. So I was just deepening up both shades a little bit on the lower lash line. And I'm sure you can tell, like I can see it rewatching the video what I was doing. It's pretty clear what I was trying to cover up. And then for my lipstick, I was using the Wet n Wild So Noir Cool, their liquid lip. I kind of like their formula. They're pretty good, honestly, and quite inexpensive. Now for gems, I just use my lash glue and put little dots where I want them, and then I pop the gems where that glue is. So it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Again, I'm sorry for popping off camera here and there. I do have to be kind of close to the mirror when doing this, and I zoomed my face in a little bit too much for this video, clearly, but you can get the gist of what I'm doing. And I'm just popping a couple more gems on my brow bone area. And I think that'll be it for finishing off this look. Okay, so here is the second look, and I love this one. It's a bit out there for maybe some people, but I loved it. Let's jump into number 3. So here we are, just dipping into my Morphe eye primer again, and you can tell it's getting a bit dried out. I think I used it 1, maybe 2 more times after this, and then I opened up a new one. But anyways, we're starting with Seaweed, and to be honest, I wasn't really in the mood to play with these grungier shades this time. I think just because I'm in such a springy mood, but honestly, I love the look that came from it. So I'm just taking Seaweed on my whole crease, and then I do pull it up. I pull it to my lower lash line as well. Yeah, I do love the look I got from it, but I was really feeling like doing something bright again, and I was worried I wasn't gonna like be feeling the look when I finished it. But 3 out of 3 for this video. I loved all 3 looks so much. So here I am just bringing it to my lower lash line a little bit. And this is kind of the main shade of the look, so I'm just really packing it on. I want it to be really like noticeable and visible. So we've almost got it to where I want it. I'm about to switch to a new shade, so bear with me for a few more seconds here. I just really want you guys to see the whole process of creating the look so that if you want to recreate it, you can see kind of how much I built it and like where I was placing it and all of that. So now I am dipping into Pacific, which is like a dark bluey but still kind of greeny shade, like a nice teal but really deep. And I'm just using that to deepen up the seaweed shade a bit. So the brush I'm using, it used to be one of my favorites, but to be honest, I kind of don't love that brush collection these days. They're very like bristly, and I don't know, they kind of like scratch the eye a little bit, and they don't pack the color on as much as like these pink ones, which are like the Morphe Jeffree Star makeup brushes. They're just nice and soft, which I like. But the other ones are the Morphe Artistry ones, and I do not love them too much anymore. I feel like I might declutter them, but I don't really have a ton of brushes, so I don't know. I'm still just deepening up both my crease and my lower lash line a little bit with that seaweed shade. I just figured I'd kind of let you know that you're not missing out if you don't have those brushes. Yeah, so I decided to go in with one of the pink brushes, which they just feel softer on my eyes. So when I'm doing makeup almost every day, it's just nice to have one that, you know, doesn't hurt or like scratch. And like my lower lash line gets irritated. So like having nice, like super soft brushes is just better for me. Okay, now I'm finally done deepening. We are going into the Jeffree Star highlight palette. I forget which one exactly it is, but I'm using the shade Alien. I forget. Hold on. It's called Alien Ice. So I just threw that on my brow bone, and now I'm going in with Algae, and I'm just throwing that on like my inner corner. I'm kind of like packing that on my inner corner down to my lash line, like lower lash line a little bit, and up into my crease just a little bit, so that there's some really brightness in that part of my eye. And oh, I forgot to show you guys what shade I was using there, but I just pulled in the green shimmer, which is Mykonos. And I just threw that on my inner corner as well. And now I'm going in with my NYX glitter primer. I'm just throwing that on my eyelid. Okay, and again, I did not show you the shades I was using. But I went in with Jellyfish first, and then I went in with Algae second. And I just put both of those on my lid. They're very similar shades. To be honest, I think that this palette could have gone with just one of them and brought in something a little bit different for those. I do like both shades, but like I said, I don't think both were necessary for this palette. You can see a little bit of difference on my eyelid there. One has a bit of a more gold tone to it, and one is a little bit more true greenish. Now I'm just bringing back some Pacific to blend those shades so that it looks nice and blended and smooth. And now I'm just going back in. I'm going in with the Baby's Got Black Wet n Wild pencil liner. I used it on my last look as well. That's why I said back in. Because I'm just voicing over all of them at the same time. So I just popped off to fully do one eye to decide what I was doing. And I'm going in on my lower lash line with You're a Firework, which is one of the ColourPop glitter gels. Again, not technically eye safe. Use at your own discretion. And I'm just popping that on my whole lower lash line. I was dealing with watery eyes, so sometimes I just pop glitter down there to kind of hide that fact. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I like how it looked on this look, so it is all good. So yeah, I'm just popping that on my lower lash line, and it turned out really cute. So now I'm just going in with another glitter gel from ColourPop, Avenue of the Stars, and throwing that on my inner corner. Unfortunately, that one is drying out a bit on me, so I have to see if I can find a way to fix it. Otherwise, I will be decluttering it in the future here. So now I'm just going to prep my eyelash real quick. And while that glue is getting tacky, I'm going to do my blush quickly in just a few steps while I'm waiting. I'm also doing my highlighter, and I'm going in with Alien Ice, and I'm just popping that on my cheeks as well. I also threw a little bit on the upper of my lip because sometimes that's real cute in my opinion. Now I'm going in with that lash, and I'm just going to pop it on. I take a minute so you can see this part, but I'm going to crop it real quick so you're not here watching for 5 minutes. All right, we got her on, and now we're just going in with the Wet n Wild Mega Protein Mascara and popping that on my lashes as well as my lower lashes. I like to do that because then when I clamp my lashes, they kind of stick together with my real lashes a little bit, and it just gives it a smoother look in my personal opinion. I don't know if that's like normal to do, but that's what I like to do. Just touching up my lash a little bit. I struggle with that inner corner every freaking time, but it's okay. Moving on. We are now going to pop my gems on. So I'm just throwing some lash glue dots where I'm planning to drop my gems, and I'm just going to plop those gems on real quick, just using my finger. And now the ones for on the outer part of my eyebrow. I put 3 little gems over there too. So that's my glue dots, and just popping those gems on with my finger as well. And here we are with the third and final look for this video, so let's chat about it. Okay, we are back with the third and final look. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching me play with the Oceanic palette. If you saw my first impressions, I had a few little concerns, but to be honest, I think they're all gone except maybe Bali. I'm still not sure how I feel about. I didn't play with it very much in this video, if at all. I can't really remember. But everything else worked like a dream. I've been able to create such different looks, and I love that in a palette, especially because it only has 2 colors. It's blue and green, you know. But I was still able to really get a lot of variety from it so far, and I'm excited to play with it some more. So final thoughts are, I'm really happy to have this palette in my collection, and I think I might need more Ace Beaute in the future. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit like, comment your favorite look. Any kind of interaction really helps me out a lot. And yeah, if you want to see more content from me, hit subscribe. And if you want to follow me on other socials, I'm Beauty Guru on TikTok and Instagram. And I think that's all I have to say for today. So thank you guys so much for being here and watching my video. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.